Good evening, all you sim race fans out there, and welcome to BRL TV's Round 3 coverage of the SK Modifieds in the Bootleg Racing League's all-new Sportsman Series. I am Ryan Seneca, and with me up in the booth, as always, is Matt Hoos. We're coming to you live tonight from the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway over in North Carolina, and we thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening, September 9th, 2023. Back in 1994, a racing revolution was born known as the Bootleg Racing Series. Powered by Papyrus sim racing software and fueled by the thrill of short track racing, BRS burst onto the scene, leaving tire tracks of excitement in its wake. But when the curtains fell on Papyrus, the heart-pounding action of BRS seemed destined to fade away. However, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the series returned with a vengeance in 2013, emerging as the all-new Bootleg Racing League, ready to dominate the sim racing world once again. Now embracing the iRacing platform, BRL unleashed its full potential, taking on the most iconic American short tracks with a renewed passion. And that brings us where we are tonight. North Wilkesboro is just over 6/10 of a mile in length. It features a unique uphill backstretch and downhill front stretch. It was originally opened back in 1949, but ultimately it did close back in 1996 with one short-lived little one-year return in 2010. However, the grassroots revival races through 2022 brought some much-needed attention back to this famous little track. And as of today, North Wilkesboro has been resurfaced and is back in full swing, with multiple series running there to include the NASCAR Cup Series and the Craftsman Truck Series. Tonight's starting grid will be determined by a 5-minute 4-lap qualifying session, setting the inverted running order for 15-lap heat races. The top 6 from each heat will advance straight into the 50-lap feature event. The remaining drivers will go to a 15-lap B-Main consolation event. There are no fast repairs and no tire changes, so the drivers will have to take care of their equipment as the night goes on. And last, caution laps during the events will not count. The only caveat to that is the feature race does have a strict 30-minute time limit to not conflict with the start time of the Late Model Invitational, which does come up directly after this series over on the Virtual Grip Network. And now with all those formalities out of the way, welcome again to North Wilkesboro and into the world of BRL, where speed is king and victory is the ultimate prize. Matt, what can we expect to see here tonight?
Well, good to be here with you, Ryan, and all you people out there watching tonight. Tonight, I think it's going to be a good race, as always, here with the BRL. It's a little bit bigger track than normal. These cars really do carry some speed here, and they are hooked up really well tonight. I think, and the outside, it does seem to be working a little bit during practice watching these guys, so I think we're going to see some side-by-side too, so we're really looking forward to this one.
That'd be great. Nice little side-by-side action. You're so used to seeing, inside lane dominant tracks on short track, but this should be a good one for sure. Let's take a quick look over at the point standings. Currently, J.R. Shepard is your leader. He holds the lead after taking the first 2 wins of the season. This is round number 3 tonight. Todd Liston and Matt Hoos are tied for second, but I think Todd Liston's going to take that away as Matt Hoos is next to me in the booth. Right now, Lowell Jewell, Donnie Moore, and John Wilson closely contest for 4th place, with Tom Hilbert holding on to 7th, Jeffrey Harden and Matt Chinaski tied for 8th, and Brandon Litz rounds out the top 10 going into this 3rd round. And I will say, a lot of people tied in a lot of really closely contested positions, but that's not uncommon, as this is, as we keep saying, only the 3rd round with the SK Modifieds.
Yeah, these SKs, they really put on a good show as far as the racing goes, because everybody's pretty even in these cars because these tires are wide, they got a lot of grip, and it really helps some of the guys out that struggle with some of the other cars, so it really levels the playing field. So I'm excited also about next season with BRL going to these in their own series too.
Yeah, that's going to be SK Modifieds every week, just like any other BRL series, but it'll be a 100-lap event, so that'll be a good time for sure. I'm looking forward to that one. We have just over 10 seconds left in the qualifying session. Currently, James Tiernan is your top man. He is holding the pole. J.R. Shepard second, Todd Liston third, Donnie Moore, Ed Reynolds running out your top 5 so far in qualifying. I believe the only drivers not to show a time is Brian Johnson, Steve Hilbert, and Justin Walbring. Those 3 drivers will get EOLs in their respective heats. And with that, I believe we are gridding up. In just a moment, we will take you through the running order for heat race number 1. All right, there you see the drivers starting on the pole is Steve Hilbert. He will receive his EOL in just a moment. Ray Andrews to his outside. Tom Hilbert, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Tom is the younger of the two brothers. Tom will be inheriting the pole from his brother Steve as Steve gets the UL. Bobby Hayes will be in 4th spot. Lowell Jewell, the boss man, he's going to start tonight in 5th. Machinowski in 6th. Ed Reynolds in 7th. Todd Liston in 8th. And rounding out tonight's 9-car field, that is the always fast James Tiernan in the the 03.
Well, and since we are on a little bit longer track, these heat races tonight are 12 laps as opposed to our normal 15.
Oh, good catch. I missed that completely. Yeah, 12 lap heats, 12 lap consolation. How long is the feature now that you got me curious?
I believe it's a 40 lap feature.
Yep, I'm checking right now. Yep, that is 40 laps for the feature. So that's because this track is 0.6 of a mile, just slightly longer than our typical half mile or 3/8 of a mile that we run in the BRL. So to make up the time difference, we just take off a few laps.
And to me, I actually like these little bit shorter races. It seems like there's a little more action and less riding around.
Yeah, no one wants to see patience in a race. We want to see someone go for the lead. And right now, as they come down the backstretch, that lead currently is being held by the 61 of Thomas Hilbert. That is Ray Andrews, who is outside the 51. Let's see what can happen as the pace car will peel off here in just a moment. And we'll get this first heat going. There goes the pace truck as we have tonight. It is on the 61. 61 gets on the loud pedal. A nice good jump from Hilbert as he clears off in the lead. Lowell Jewell taking that second spot away quickly. Andrews struggling, stuck there on the outside. And it looks like the top two are going to peel away before that 51 can get back down low. And now it looks like the boss man is already looking to take that lead. Taking a peek to the inside. It looks like Hilbert's going to give him the room, not really fighting back. And that allows Lowell Jewell to get a nose ahead at the line. He is being called the leader that time by. He now takes control of the field officially with Tom Hilbert slotting back in the second. Further back we have Ray Andrews in 3rd, Bobby Hayes in 4th. Machinowski and James Tiernan rounding out the transfer spots. Currently Liston, Reynolds, and Steve Hilbert would not transfer straight to the feature. And there you can see Tiernan going really wide, taking 2-3 cars at a time as he's just running the outside and running it well. And this time, just to make me a liar, he goes down low to get underneath Bobby Hayes. Looks like not going to be able to make it work that time by as Hayes is side by side with Todd Liston, the 87, but this time there is a gap and the 03 gets his nose in there. That is one more spot for Tiernan. Back up front, Lowell Jewell still holds on to that lead. He has a good 0.2 of a second over Tom Hilbert. Tom Hilbert staying with him. Hilbert's been getting faster and faster with every coming week, so he's not the easy target he once was years ago.
Yeah, Hilbert has definitely been improving. I think he likes these cars, and both Hilberts like this track from what I've been hearing, so I expect a decent race out of them tonight. Oh, we got a spin.
And we do have a caution out. That was Machinowski going around. Quick there, you see the petty blue number 31 of Machinowski directly behind him. That is the 87 of Todd Liston. Looks like he just got a little loose all on his own coming through the corner. And that's all it took. Let's ride on board with Matt and see how that spin went around. It looked like just a little too much throttle as he's following behind Anderson 51. And I don't think he touched the grass once. I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, I think what happened there is he was doing the race groove here is you go out wide and come down, and I think he just arced that a little bit too sharp there and was on the throttle, and it helped him come around. A little bit of push loose situation.
Yeah, we are officially halfway. I'm not sure if this is going to hurt or help Lowell Jewell as this brought all the other cars up to his bumper. We'll have to see how this plays out. We have 6 laps remaining. See, the pace car light should go out this time by. Excuse me, pace truck. I don't know why they gave us a truck tonight, but we got the big money. lights are out. They are doubling back up. Lowell Jewell, Tom Hilbert on your front row. Ray Andrews and Todd Liston holding on to third and fourth, with Tiernan up inside the top 5. Racetrack will peel off, and Lowell Jewell will have to hold it for another 6 laps, now with everyone directly on his bumper. There he gets on the lob pedal. The 20 quickly clears out into the lead, diving into the first corner. That is Tom Hilbert holding on to second, shutting the door very aggressively over Todd Liston, who holds on to third. Tiernan already around Andrews up to fourth.
Yeah, Liston's definitely got some speed tonight. He could get there. We're kind of running down on laps, but he's definitely coming.
Yeah, see Liston there going low with that 87, taking a look to the inside of Hilbert, not able to get his foot in the door. There he gets in there. Just barely gets a wheel to the inside, and that's all it's going to take to keep that door pried open, and that is not what Tiernan wanted to see. As here, it looked like Tiernan was just about to go high around Hilbert and got blocked off by Liston's move.
Yeah, Todd used Tom as the pick. Worked out well for him.
Yeah, definitely did not work out well for Tiernan, but at the same time, he is going to advance straight to the feature in a relatively good steering spot, so he hasn't really lost anything, nothing to be upset about just yet. It all really depends at this point on where J.R. Shepard finishes in his heat. Liston has a lot of speed, looking to challenge the boss man as he gets right up on his bumper. There you can see the 87 right there following along in the corner. Taking a much wider corner in, trying to use that momentum on exit to get around, but so far not able to make anything of it. Lowell Jewell doing a great job commanding that inside line. All right, white flag is in the air. Lowell Jewell in the 20. He is still your leader. Thunder Ridge Racing. Todd Liston holding on to second, but that is James Tiernan to his inside, and it looks like Todd's going to lose that spot.
Yeah, Todd moved. Todd looked a little high on Lowell, and that opened the door for Tiernan.
That's all it took, but it was not enough as Lowell Jewell took the checkered flag. Tiernan, Liston, Hilbert, and Andrews will advance. Hayes, Shanowski, and I already lost the name because it transfers so darn fast. We'll go to the Constellation.
Whoever that might be.
Yeah, that mystery driver, he'll be there too. All right, heat race number 2, Justin Walbring. He will receive an EOL because he did not put down a qualifying time. Brian Johnson to his outside. I believe Johnson will also receive an EOL. Bruce Pearson in 22. He's going to be in third spot with John Wilson to his outside in fourth. Joe Segala will be starting from fifth with Jeffrey Kemper in sixth. Austin Belkey and Donnie Moore will round out the 8-car field. Oh, and we have an extra J.R. Shepard, his car number 9. There, and as everyone gets shuffled, yep, Johnson and Walbring both to the back. That will only do Austin Belkey and J.R. Shepard a favor there. Bruce Pearson is now your pole sitter with John Wilson holding on to second spot. It's been a while since we've seen the entire front row get an EOL.
Yeah, that definitely is a surprise.
But a welcome one for Pearson because the 22 is always fast. So I'm really excited to see what Pearson can do here tonight. This is kind of a much more stacked heat than the first one was. You got Pearson, Wilson, Segala, Moore, Belkey, Shepard. A lot of talent in a 9-car field.
Yeah, this should be a good race here. And now I know John, unfortunately, had some VR issues in our sim racing world, so he's usually using virtual reality headset, and it had some issues, so now he's back to monitors at the last minute.
Oh, that could be a really hard transition to make, especially without a lot of notice ahead of time. Let's see what John can do with it. There, the pace car peels off. It is on Bruce Pearson in the green, number 22. I have a slow start for the 22. Wilson taking advantage, getting a nose out ahead. But he is definitely going to lose it off this one as the 22 gets way more momentum coming out of that corner and takes that lead back.
Yeah, Wilson pushed way high there, and this gave a bunch of track up.
Yeah, that check up from all that caused a lot of bumping and bagging and a lot of 3 wide going on back there. And Donnie Moore, the big winner, as he comes out up in fourth. He started in 8th place. And it looks like they're about to go 3 wide again. A little check up there from Kemper in the 8 stopped Donnie Moore's progress. And it looks like that was the 81 of Joe Segala and the 25 of Austin Belke getting together. Belke comes up, makes contact with J.R. Shepard. Luckily, Shepard survived that. But the caution is out, and Belke is around on track.
Yeah, that could have ended a lot worse than it did for some drivers.
Oh, got a little contact there between the 81 getting loose, coming down into the 24. 24, good recovery. Waited. I mean, he did get into Shepard, but that was some amazing car control to not just clean out his teammate there. All right, Bruce Pearson, he is still your leader.
Well, with that being said, with that accident, it is good to see that everybody's able to keep continuing.
Yep. And that being said, Austin Belke is on pit road. He might just be thinking this is only a heat, not with the aggravation. I'll see you in the feature.
Yeah, he'd be good. Needs to get back out there.
All right, Bruce Pearson is your leader. John Wilson doing a great job with no headset tonight. He's holding on to that second spot. Camper looked to be struggling a little bit, was checking up Donnie Moore, and that led to the 3 wide with Segala and Belke.
Yeah, you know, I'm really interested to watch the outside because it really does seem to be working here tonight with certain drivers. Some guys are able to use it a little better than others, and so that's really cool to see.
Well, that could be exactly what J.R. Shepard needs because he is starting from the outside, and he's still going to be 3 rows back from the front. Pace car lights are off as we come down the back stretch. They are doubled back up, Pearson and Wilson in front row. Austin Belke did return to the track. Also just need to slap some duct tape on a fender. But he will be starting from 9th place. Still on the same lead lap as cautions don't count. Green flag back out. Pearson gets a great jump that time. He definitely didn't let Wilson get a foot ahead on that start. Donnie Moore holds on to 3rd. Jerry Shepard quickly up to 4th. I didn't even see how it happened. But he is up to 4th, and he is running that outside, just like you said. Well, looks like this is going to hinder his progress a little bit. That is Donnie Moore and John Wilson side by side. I don't think Shepard's bold enough to make that a 3 wide. Not so early. But he does get to the inside of Wilson as Wilson struggles up high. And I think he's going to quickly, try to get a nose to the inside of Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore shuts the door in his face. Said, not this lap. You're going to have to keep trying. Well, this is going on. 0.6 of a second separate your leader from Donnie Moore. That is Bruce Pearson up there in the 22. Really just taking advantage of all the free track he has around him. And J.R. Shepard got his foot in the door. He is to the inside of Donnie Moore this time. I'm willing to bet he will take that lead or that spot away going down the back stretch. As Donnie Moore actually doing a great job battling back from the outside, holding his position, and actually able to close that door again. Great run there from Donnie Moore.
Yeah, he's able to carry that momentum off that top side and hold on to that position.
Yeah, he is one of the few drivers you mentioned who can actually negotiate that outside line. Donnie Moore just did it very, very well. Looks like J.R. Shepard's going to try that inside again. Taking a look. Donnie Moore kind of letting him get his nose in there. I don't think Donnie's afraid of JR on the inside anymore. And JR backed out of it. Did not want to pursue it.
Yeah, meanwhile, while all this is going on back there, Pearson's loving it because he's running his race, hitting his marks. He's got a good chance of staying up front if they just keep battling each other.
Yeah, I mean, we have 3 laps to go. Pearson hasn't really been putting the foot down trying to get away from these guys. He's watching them battle in his mirror because he doesn't have to. He can just sit there, kind of run his line, take his time. As long as these two keep going after second spot, they're going to be way too busy to be going after the lead.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, I mean, yeah, these heat races don't mean anything for points. However, they do matter as far as your starting position for our A main later. So that's why these guys are trying to fight for every position they can get.
All right, white flag is out. Pearson still has a good hold on this lead. Moore took a look to the inside, but wasn't able to get a nose in there. Now, it looks like Pearson's going to take this one pretty much unchallenged. And important to note, Shepard is going to be starting 3 rows back in the feature. Pearson, Moore, Shepard, Wilson, Kemper, and Johnson will advance. Segala, Belke, and Walbring going to the B main. And just like that, we are going to start gridding up for that B main that we keep talking about.
It's the one before the A.
And there we go, starting grid. Justin Walbring in the number 1. He will be the pole sitter with Ed Reynolds, who is outside in the 58. Austin Belke, unfortunately for him, he is a much faster driver than the rest of the guys on this track right now. So it's just awkward that he's going to be stuck in the middle here in 3rd. Matt Janowski goes outside in 31. Joe Segala at the 81, he'll be starting in 5th with Bobby Hayes running out the 6-car field. All right, there you see the drivers taking off to start their 2 formation laps. Again, just like the heats, this will be a 12-lap event. All drivers will advance to the feature. This is strictly for starting position.
Yeah, and you know, it is for starting position, but you know, you want to try to win this one just as much as everything else, because otherwise you're starting 6 spots further back.
Yeah, for those of us who don't have a last name of Tiernan, Shepard, or Harden, we're just here for the checkered flag. We're not in it for the points because we can't compete. So any checkered flag is good enough for me. I'll take a heat. I'll take a consolation. Heck, I'll take a warm-up. I don't care.
You're right.
All right, the pace truck will peel off right here. It is on the number 1 who is hanging back, Justin Walbring. Gets some lob pedal. Austin Belke willing to take advantage because Ed Reynolds was kind of caught unaware as he was letting off to let the leader catch back up to him as the leader got on the lob pedal. And Austin Belke quickly takes control of this field, really just outclassing these other 5 drivers right now.
Yeah, we'll see now that we're all lined up here and got the screwed up start there out of the way. We'll see what happens. I know Segala's been pretty fast here too, so he's making a charge up there to the front.
Yep, Segala to the inside. He better be careful though, because that 1 is getting really, really loose. I saw a little bit of fishtail on him the last time around. So Segala better watch his nose. If he keeps sticking in there, he might get slapped.
Again, we see that high line holding strong though.
Oh, they're so close. Justin Walbring holding on to the 2nd spot. Segala backed out of it. Probably a smart move. There was a lot of close racing there. Could have easily turned into contact. Not sure what happened to Matt Janowski. He is off the track.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Janowski. Maybe he wanted a snow cone or something.
Yeah, I mean, the snack shack might be near his trailer, and he just wanted to run over there before the feature. Austin Belke really just running away with it. 1.1 second lead over Justin Walbring, holding on to the 2nd spot. Still being hunted by Joe Segala in the 81. Bobby Hayes, Ed Reynolds running out your top 5. It's right on board with Joe Segala, so you can see approximately what he's seeing.
Yeah, see how they're taking that late entry into the corners here, and then they're cutting down to the bottom. Should be getting down to about the grass. There he is down there. So he's running the right line. He's running the good pace here.
Yeah, there you see the 1 getting squirrely again. He is really just running the rubber right off that car. But unfortunately, Joe just can't seem to get advantage. Oh, as we have contact between the 2. Nice save from Joe Segala. He was 2 tires onto the grass and somehow kept it facing in the right direction.
Yeah, that was a great save. Yeah, Walbring seems to have a little bit of issues here tonight with the control of that thing. I'm not sure if he's loose or pushing or what the deal is there.
Oh, the SK might not be his cup of tea. He is really just running the shoes off that thing really early, and I think Joe's whole strategy here is just to let him do that, and when he gets loose enough, take advantage. But I think he stuck his nose in there right as Walbring got loose, and that just knocked Joe down to the grass. Here, Joe has another opportunity. That was a very weird exit for the one. Joe being a little more apprehensive this time around, but he is still taking a look to the inside, getting his nose in there.
Yeah, he keeps leaving that bottom open for Joe, but I think Joe's a little timid.
Well, maybe if I get smacked in the nose, I'm a little more timid coming back in too. But the white flag is out. Austin Belke has a monstrous 2.3 second lead over Walbring and Joe Segala. This is the last chance for Joe to make anything happen. I don't think there's enough time to do it. Not with these cars. And here we see Austin Belke in the 24 coming around to take the checkered flag in the B-main consolation. Walbring just barely squeezed by Joe. Joe made one last attempt, and it almost worked, but not quite. And now we move on to our 5-minute warm-up period.
Now's the time, folks, to run to your refrigerator, grab your favorite snack, your beer, your popcorn, whatever you want to do. You got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is your chance. Yeah. Matt, you're normally with me on Fridays, but on Saturdays we do have a bit of a tradition. I don't know if you're aware of it. We must pester Joe Segala. That's just how we start our day. So I'm going to bring Joe on up here. Joe, it's right up in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you loud and clear.
You know we can't start the feature without bugging you, Joe. It's a BRL TV tradition. How's that track feeling tonight?
Not too bad for the most part. A little loose. Just got to take it easy on the throttle a bit coming out of the corners.
Now, in that consolation, what happened there between you and Walbring? You got knocked down to the grass. That was a great recovery, by the way. 2 tires onto the grass and kept it facing in the right direction. I don't think I could do the same.
I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if he came down or if I slid up a little bit. He believed it was his fault. He apologized to me immediately after it happened. So he and I are cool.
All right, yeah, you don't want to go into the feature with any bad blood, for sure. Not in a, 18-car field. What's the overall strategy here for the feature? What are your goals? You thinking top 10, top 5?
Top 10 first, and if I can get a top 5, I will be happy with that. And if I got a shot at the podium, I might as well go for it.
Heck yeah, love to hear it. Hopefully we get to talk to you at the end, Joe. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Just go for the podium, Joe.
It's Joe Segala, 81 loose lugs. He'll be starting toward the back of this field as he was in the consolation. Currently, J.R. Shepard does have the fast lap. Just barely ahead of James Tiernan. I expect to see those two battling it out all night long.
Yeah, I think they're going to put on a show. We've seen a lot of good battles here throughout the heat races, the last chance race there. So I'm expecting a really cool feature here to watch. I think it's going to be exciting throughout the field.
Yeah, and that outside line is a lot more practical than I thought it was going to be. So that'll be fun to see. Well, we got about 2.5 minutes left. Matt, is there anyone you'd like to talk to on the track?
No.
All right, fair enough.
You know what? Let's bring up Tom Hilbert.
Tom Hilbert. Let me dial up his number.
Hey, Tom, it's Matt in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Matt.
So what do you think about tonight, man? You're looking pretty decent in the heat races there. You think you got a shot to run up there top 5 tonight?
I don't know if I go that far, but I feel pretty good.
Well, that's good. We've been noticing a lot of a lot of good things coming out of you here lately. Speed's getting better, and you're looking good here tonight, man. So good luck out there, and just keep your nose clean.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
All right, Don Hilbert, number 61. Brother to the Chief. All right, we got about 1 minute left. Now I'd say overall, this will be a, what would we say, a 40 lap? Yeah, 40 lap feature event. We'll have 35 minutes on the clock. If they can't complete it in 35 minutes, well, the checker plate will come out for whoever crosses the line next time by. They will be crowned the winner.
Hey, we got time. Let's pull Steve up here.
All
Hilbert.
right, you want to stir up the family drama. All right, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, Steve's right up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
So we were just talking to Tom. Tom says you're dumb and you don't have what it takes to beat him.
We'll see.
No, I'm kidding, of course. So how you feeling out there? How's the track running for you?
That's good. It's just going to be tough. I think everybody's going to be so bunched together that it's going to be tough to get around people. I think track position is going to be a huge thing.
Yeah, definitely. Have you tested out that outside line? It seems to be working for some of the other drivers.
Yeah, I think it'll work to. I think you can make it work. I think it's still preferred to be inside.
All right, Matt, you got any questions for Steve?
No, just try to stay away from Tom tonight. You guys just play nice.
Yeah, we'll be good.
All right, buddy.
All right, that was Steve Hilbert, and I wasn't even watching the clock. We are gridding up. So let me take you through that starting grid. Lowell Jewell, the boss man, number 20. Well, he will be starting on the pole with Bruce Pearson, who is outside. Behind him, James Tiernan and Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore was showing a lot of speed early, so let's see what he has. Todd Liston will be in 5th with J.R. Shepard, unfortunately starting in 6th. Well, unfortunately because outside, but that might be exactly what J.R. wants. Tom Hilbert will be in 7th with John Wilson in 8th. Further back in the field, we have Steve Hilbert. We just talked to him. That is the number 52 of the Chief. He'll be starting in 9th with Jeffrey Keppert is outside in 10th. Ray Andrews, well, he'll be in 11th with Brian Johnson and 00 in 12th. Austin Belkey, a very unfortunate start for his night. He'll be starting from 13th. Justin Walbring will be in 14th. Joe Segala, 15th. Bobby Hayes in 16th. And rounding out tonight's 18 car field is Ed Rounds in 58. And Matt Shinowski in the Petty Blue, number 31.
Now, unfortunately, Ryan, as a BRL rules, Lowell had a penalty from last week, so he got an EOL.
Oh, he did get an EOL. I missed that completely in the notes. You are correct. Lowell got a penalty for an incident last week, received an EOL penalty, and that gives the lead to James Tiernan.
Well.
Well, I guess that's a wrap, guys. Good show. Congratulations on the winner, and we will see you next week.
No, we got a lot of good racing going on here tonight. I think I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, large field. Hopefully not too many cautions. Definitely the potential to have it with this many drivers. Base car will peel off. It is on James Tiernan, the 03, to kick this thing off. Elbows up Simsport. And there he gets in the loud pedal. Gets a nice start over Pearson. Pearson's stuck on the outside. And that is Todd Liston and J.R. Shepard lining up on the inside, looking to take advantage. Pearson's still stuck high, and that is Donnie Moore stuck behind him, kind of boxed in by J.R. Shepard, making a move down low.
They're 3 and 4 wide in the back of this thing.
Oh, it is a hornet's nest further back. This is outside the top 10. That is Austin Belkey trying to fight his way up through the field with Jeffrey Kemper just up above him in the 8 car there. Ray Andrews, Walbring, and Joe Segala all fighting for position.
Yeah, I gotta say, with them guys all running like that, good on them that there was no caution out of that. Because when I was looking, they were actually 4 wide, and then they settled to 3.
A little brave there, folks. But we still have James Tiernan out front. Todd Liston holding on to that second spot, and that is J.R. Shepard really struggling to get around Pearson, as that outside is working for the 22, but he does get the job done. Pearson back to 4th. Donnie Moore rounding out your top 5. Further back, we have John Wilson holding on to 6. Tom Hilbert, we spoke to him. He is fighting with his brother there, Steve Hilbert. They're running 7th and 8th. Right behind them, rounding out the top 10, that is the 00 of Brian Johnson and the 24 of Austin Belkin. It looks like we have an incident further back in the field. Let's see if we bring it up. Ed Reynolds and Joe Segala have both went off track. They see the 81 and 58 is getting together there. Little contact off the racing surface. So unfortunately, there is no caution for that. And they're both going to be very, very far back behind the field.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There's no caution to kind of help them catch back up after that. But good thing is it don't look like they got any damage out of it. So they're going to continue on.
There are just some tracks like that, like Stafford is famous for it. There's so much infield there. If you go down in the grass, it'll take you 10 minutes to get back out, and the caution will never be flown.
Yeah, I'm hoping someday iRacing gets that figured out because, it's unfortunate for drivers when that happens.
Oh, I love it when that happens. It just adds so much more tension.
Unless you're the one off in there that adds tension to the driver behind the wheel.
Oh, see a little rubbing there. That is Donnie Moore in the 26, getting to the inside of Bruce Pearson, looking to take away that 4th spot. Looks like he's going to get the job done. Further back, we have a lot of close racing here as Austin Belkin is still working his way up through the field, following Brian Johnson in the 00. Ahead of them, that is Tom Hilbert starting to work over John Wilson in the 75. That's a battle for 6th spot. Currently rounding out your top 10, that is Steve Hilbert in the 52. He is being stalked by Jeffrey Kemper in the 8. Behind them, that is Ray Andrews in the 51. Looks like Johnson's making a move, just quickly threw his nose down to the inside of 61. Going to hold him up high, and this is what Austin Belkin needed. You see Belkin trying to close up. He's still debating on which one he wants to commit his time to, because either line could technically run away with this one.
Yeah, you see Hilbert, he's holding on to that high line pretty decent. He needs to get that car down there a little bit lower. He's just giving way too much room there and running that a little bit too high to keep the momentum he needs to really pull past Johnson.
Oh, we have a little contact. That's Steve Hilbert coming around with Kemper. This is on the track. Caution does come out.
Oh no, that's a big crash.
You know
Looks
who's
like
saying
Hilbert's going to be done.
Who's saying, oh no, right now? That'd be James Tiernan. Because starting shotgun in 3rd spot will be J.R. Shepard.
And now we got a race.
Now we have something. Now here you can see the 52 of Steve Hilbert, the 8 of Jeffrey Kemper. Looks like Kemper had a little too much speed and expected Hilbert to go further up the track on exit. It did not happen. Both drivers turned around. Hilbert, a lot of damage. Oh, Kemper has a lot of damage too. This might be a day ender for both of them.
Yeah, I think from the damage they took there, they're not going to be able to get them fixed to get back out there.
Well, that's unfortunate for both those drivers. They were having a good run, right around battling for 10th.
Yeah, I say we got a race now. I mean for the lead up there, because we've had a lot of good racing. This has been a really good race to watch all through the field. And you guys are doing a good job tonight.
Right, very unfortunate. Joe Segala did go a lap down while this was happening. He is the only driver a lap down still on track. But there are no lucky dogs here. Not in this series. So he may be in the lucky dog spot. It's not going to do anything for him. And Joe just pulled down to pit road. I think he just realized himself that there is no lucky dog coming. And his night's essentially over. I stand corrected. Joe Segala has rejoined the track. Still 1 lap down. He must have had some damage to get repaired. Maybe he took a little more damage than we thought from that little contact earlier with Ed Reynolds. Still unfortunate in this this situation, I don't see any way for Segala to get back on the lead lap. So that is unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately for Segala, but he'll stay out there and try to gain any spots he might get.
Yeah, he could snake a couple spots just out of attrition if some guys have worse luck than, say Steve Hilbert. All right, pace of track will peel off here in just a moment. It is on James Tiernan. Todd Listener is outside. J.R. Shepard in third, with Donnie Moore in fourth. There, a nice early jump there. It looks like Todd Listener got loose, went way off the track. That's only going to make it easier for Shepard, who quickly gets the inside of Listen and has Tiernan in his sights. Right on board, looking out the front nose of J.R. Shepard. There you can see Tiernan just right up ahead of him, a couple car lengths. But J.R. Shepard is still struggling to get around Liston, as that outside line is very, very effective here.
Yeah, that outside line is running good. And, of course, you got Todd up there. He's pretty fast tonight, too.
Yeah, and the longer that continued, that just let Tiernan pull away, as Shepard finally does get the spot away from the 87. Now the 87 needs to watch out for Donnie Moore in the 26, directly behind him, looking to take that spot away from him, as we have another caution out on the track.
Yeah, that's a bad one there. I think guys are going to be able to continue from this one.
Looks like it's Lowell Jewell and Tom Hilbert involved. There you see Lowell Jewell up high. An awkward 3 wide. Looks like Hilbert was going up to avoid, got stuck on the nose of, Yeah, I see axles bouncing around the 61, so that might be the end of Tom's day. I don't think there's all that much damage on Lowell Jewell, though. I think if he can get ahead of that pace car, he'll be all right.
Well, that's unfortunate. All 3 guys we pulled up in here in the booth during that 5-minute break have all been in the wreck so far.
All right, well, I heard you say it loud and clear. We need to pull up Tiernan and Shepard and see how they're feeling.
Right.
Let's really see what we can do with this Papyrus curse. I'll aim it like a weapon. All right, Tiernan, Shepard, and Liston, they're sitting on your podium. Donnie Moore, Bruce Pearson, your top 5. Wilson, Johnson, Andrews, Belke, and Walbring, your top 10.
Well, now we'll see if JR's got anything for Tiernan on that outside. If he can stay with Tiernan on the jump, or on the green flag there, he may have a chance going into 1 and 2, but I think Tiernan's got such an advantage when you decide when to take off that it's really hard for that second place guy to keep up with you.
Oh, you're exactly right. If it was like go on the green flag, for example, I think this would be a totally different story. I think Shepard would have it. But since it's go on the leader, Shepard's always going to be just a fraction of a second slower, and that's going to cost him. So far, 16 drivers still running, 2 drivers out and have retired. That is Jeffrey Kemper and Steve Hilbert. Everyone else is back out on track. Joe Segala 1 lap down. It's good to know that Tom Hilbert is back out on track. Apparently the damage was not as severe as it looked. He's still out there and he's running. All right, pace car will pull off this time by. James Tiernan, J.R. Shepard, your front row. Come on, folks. We knew it was a matter of time. Very early jump from the 03. Shepard stay with him, not able to keep to the outside, but he is going to get that spot away from Todd Liston. Aggressively throwing his car down there. He did not want to get caught battling Liston for second spot again.
Yeah, there's no love lost between the front 2 up front, as we all know, so there could be a little action here later on in the race. I think it's a little too soon yet, but I'll be watching here towards the end.
Hey, see Austin Belke, he's up to 8th. He's having a good run so far. Brian Johnson in the 00. Well, he is our big mover thus far. He's in 6th spot, up 6 spots.
Yeah, Brian's having an impressive run tonight. Holding steady, just picking them off one at a time.
And Austin Belke's been right there behind him the whole time, just following him on through. And with that, we have a new big mover. Matt Chinoski, he just moved up to 10th. He's that petty blue number 31 you see down there on the inside. He just made up 8 spots.
Yeah, you know, he had a rough heat race there earlier, but seems they got the car under control and figured out whatever he didn't like there during the heat races. So he's having an impressive run here in the feature.
Yep, he's back in the top 10 and moving forward. Good to see it. Let's take a quick look back up front. That is the 98 of J.R. Shepard chasing the 03 of James Tiernan. The gap has pretty much stayed the same, about 2/10, about 1 car length between the two. It has not really adjusted much. Todd Liston staying with him. Nice run from Todd in the 87. He is not letting those leaders get away, and that is Donnie Moore rounding out the lead battle. A little further back, just about a half a second. That is the 22 of Bruce Pearson. He kind of has a race all to himself. And oh, Brian Johnson very, very loose. As he got really squirrely coming out of turn 4. That allowed Austin Belke to take a look to his outside. I think Belke just has all that momentum that Johnson just lost.
Yeah, these cars are momentum cars, so you really need to keep them wound up. And when things happen like that and takes that momentum away, you really struggle to get going back for the next half a lap or so.
Worth noting, Lowell Jewell is really pushing up through this back half of the field. He is back up to 10th, just made his way around Chinoski. He's recovering from that incident at that last caution. So he did start from the back, and he is already back up to 10th.
Yeah, he's driving like he's miffed.
Oh, and Austin Belke saw his opportunity. He got to the inside of the double O, and the caution flag just came out. That was going to be a good battle there. They've been chasing each other this whole time.
Yep.
And it looks like this one involves the 13 of Bobby Hayes. Here you see the blue number 13. That's Bobby Hayes. Right behind him, that's a 58 Ed Reynolds. Ooh, looks like a little miscommunication. 2 different driving lines coming together. Looked like Hayes was trying to go high, Reynolds was trying to go low, and they just kind of met in the middle. Unfortunately, as they just learned, 2 cars cannot occupy the same space. It might be a bit of a dive bomb out of Reynolds there in the 58. That's a close call, but definitely an aggressive dive he took to the inside.
Yeah, you know, it's really hard not to do that here because these guys enter the corners wide and you think you got an opening in there, but that's the line that they run, so it closes really quick on you.
Yeah, and I think that's what just happened there with Reynolds and Hayes. Hayes went to take his normal line, took that wide arc, and as he came back down, there was a car there, and he didn't know it. All right, up front, nothing's changed. It's Tiernan, Shepard, Liston, Moore, and Pearson, your top 5. The big change right now, Austin Belke, well, now he's up to 6th.
Yeah, he's just running his quiet race there, following, taking positions, making the other guy do the work. So now he's up. Now he's a little closer to front. So now we'll see what he's actually got himself. Now that the guy he was following is behind him.
All right, lights and the pace truck are off. They are doubling back up. Front row, Tiernan and Shepard. Let's see if Shepard does a little better job anticipating this time. Fortunately, the odds are stacked against him every time, but pretty much the only chance he has to get around Tiernan is to do it off the jump. And to be clear, he doesn't have to make the pass. He just has to keep his foot in the door, not let Tiernan come all the way up to the wall. If he can do that, then he has a strong chance of battling back from the outside. Pace truck has peeled off. Kind of a late jump there from the 03. Caught the 98 off guard. I mean, that's what you got to do as a leader. You got to change it up. Don't let them predict when you're going to go. If you go at the same time, then drivers like J.R. Shepard will be the ones to take advantage of that. Looks like this time Donnie Moore is going to try the outside hand and get around the 87. Todd Liston now stuck to the inside. And it looks like Belke's putting his faith in Donnie Moore as he quickly slots up behind the 26.
Yeah, Donnie's been quietly just hanging there in fourth. I noticed he started fourth. He's been running fourth. And so now it's time to go.
Yeah, I think he was just waiting, letting the laps count down, and now he knows it's time to make some moves. Ooh, and Bruce Pearson, the 22, he got very, very loose, fell back there to the inside, saved it. Continued running, but there's Brian Johnson now on his bump. Further up, the battle continues. Donnie Moore has taken away that final podium spot. Austin Belke looking to move up to fourth as Liston is struggling down there, just getting pinched. Now, Matt, talk us through, when we say the driver's getting pinched at the inside, what is that actually doing to hurt the inside driver?
Well, when you have a guy that's on the outside, he put you down.
Oh, hard contact.
Got a wreck.
That was hard contact with Todd Liston and Austin Belke. Oh, that might be a day ender for Belke for sure.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. They are both having a good race there. We'll see what happens here.
I see him coming out of four. It looks like, I can't tell if the 24 got loose and that's why he stayed so low, or if he was continuing to pinch aggressively. And listen, obviously being that far ahead, a half a car ahead, cannot literally see where the 24 is. So that might have just been a couple things. 24 could have got loose. 87 could have just not known he was still down that low. That could have been a couple things. But unfortunately, that put the 24 into the outside wall very, very hard. I think that's going to just end Belke's night.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of, in my opinion there, I think Belke was pinching Todd down and really pinching him down low, and Todd just has to come up a little bit, and there really wasn't room to do it. Because if he would have stayed down there, he would have been in the pits almost.
Oh, you see a time of contact right here if you look at, that is Liston's right rear matching up with Belke's left front. There's no way Todd would know how close Belke still is this late in the corner exit. So if that was a pinching maneuver, I'm going to say that might have been a bad call. But, I mean, that's how it ends. They get in the wall, and I think that was Johnson piling in there in the double O.
That's unfortunate for Johnson. He was having a good run tonight, too.
All right, Austin Belke down pit road. Todd Liston also going down pit road for repairs. Tiernan, Shepard, and Moore still on your podium. Pearson and Jewell. Lowell Jewell up to fifth. When did that happen?
I was just going to point that out, that Lowell coming from the back of the field. He's driving all miffed off and everything. So then he gets up there, and then that wreck happens, wipes out three guys. He's back in this thing.
Yeah, he's rounding out your top five. Great run from Lowell Jewell. It says he's down 4 spots, but like you just said, Matt, that does not tell the tale.
We don't want to start talking about him too much because you know how that goes.
Yeah, we don't want to jinx him. We're about to start go green again. The lights are out on the pace truck. Tiernan and Shepard still your front row. We have 10 laps to go. Correction, 11 laps to go. Nope, I was right the first time. 10 laps to go. As the light comes out, I can count.
Good job, Ryan.
I know. Public schools. All right, a nice start there from the 03. 98 still up high. And, oh, we have some hard contact on the wall there. I didn't see who that was, but we have a close battle here with Donnie Moore and Jared Shepard. Moore said third's not enough. He wants that second spot. And this is just going to irritate Shepard because regardless of how this battle goes, it's going to let Tiernan walk away with this one.
Yeah, this is Donnie's car, man. Me and Donnie have raced together for, probably 10, 12 years in these SKs, so don't surprise me to see him running up front in this thing.
Oh, and we have another caution on the track. I thought Donnie was going to have it there, but Shepard did hold on to the spot just before the caution came out. Looks like this one involves the 61 of Tom Hilbert. Take a look there, you see the 61 up high. That is Todd Liston down low, directed by Brian Johnson. Looks like the 61 did bounce off the outside wall a little bit, came down and collected the 87 and tipped Reynolds, and I'm wondering if Johnson gets through this alive. Nope, definitely does not. There goes Johnson right into the side of Reynolds.
It's 2 in a row for Johnson.
I want to take a look at that from the nose of Segala, 'cause I think he saw the whole thing. All right, riding on board with Joe Segala. There you see the bouncing, little contact there. And we're going to play a fun game. Where do you go? So he goes low to avoid that wreck, and now down low, there's that one. So he comes back up high. But as he's doing it, Reynolds is going high. Yeah, I mean, Joe, where were you going to go?
Under Johnson.
Yeah, he chose under the double O.
Not where I'd advise, but it works.
I mean, in the heat of the moment, what are you going to do? It seemed like everywhere Joe went to point his nose, a car was sliding that direction.
Yeah, it's a tough situation to be in.
It's easy in retrospect to say, oh, I would have went in the grass, or oh, I would have went in that gap. But in the moment, you don't see those things. All right, Tiernan, Shepard, your front row. Donnie Moore still holding on to third. Pearson and Jewell, the top five.
Yeah, I think actually that worked out in Donnie's favor with JR taking that second spot back for this restart, because then Donnie's not stuck on the outside. So I think in this situation, Donnie'd say, okay, fine, take it.
Yeah, I think that's the only battle Donnie's ever been happy to lose. All right, we still have 11 cars running. Only 3 have officially retired as the green flag comes back out. James Tiernan, your leader, has 0.3 of a second over J.R. Shepard. Donnie Moore back in third. The top 3 have broken away as we have a battle for fourth. That is Lowell Jewell looking to challenge Pearson and Andrews. Andrews goes way up the track, and here comes Chinaski getting inside. A nice check up there. That's going to bottle up the whole field. And Lowell Jewell holds on to that 5th spot.
Yeah, in case anybody's wondering and didn't catch that, we were single file there on that restart, and that's because in this series, if you are under 10 to go, we have a single file restart.
Yeah, I didn't catch that myself. I was wondering why the green flag came out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Lowell Jewell went high there. Chinaski taking a look to the inside. Jewell might be struggling. Maybe he got some damage earlier. He's holding on the 5th spot, but he seems to be struggling a little bit. Maybe he ran the shoes off that thing trying to get up back up to the front.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. He's done a lot of hard racing there, and he has bumped into a few guys. I don't know whose fault it was there, but there was a few get-togethers, so might have acquired a little bit of damage.
Well, something happened to Ed Reynolds, but we're not going to look right now because there's a battle brewing here between Donnie Moore and J.R. Shepard for the 2nd spot. Donnie has run down Shepard and really starting to stalk him as we come to the finishing laps.
Yeah, it looks like Tiernan's all but run away with this. You know, JR is JR, and he could catch him, but I don't think so at this point, not with a mirror full of Donnie right now.
And as our friend Soup likes to say, catching the leader is one thing, passing him is a whole nother ordeal. So even if JR could run him down in the final 2 laps, I think that's about all he could get done.
Well, I was kind of hoping he would catch him, see if there's anything that would happen.
All right, white flag in the air. Tiernan is leading by 0.3 of a second. J.R. Shepard holds on to the 2nd spot over Donnie Moore, Bruce Pearson, Lowell Jewell, your top 5. Coming around the final set of corners, that is James Tiernan, elbows up Sim Sport. Taking the checkered flag here in round number 3 of the SK Mods in the Sportsman Series. J.R. Shepard and Donnie Moore rounding out your podium. Pearson and Jewell crossing to round out your top 5. All right, and with that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to let iRacing timing and scoring get all caught up, and then we're going to come back to go over your official race results and talk to your podium finishers. Don't go far.
Yes, sir. I felt very good, surprisingly. This is, I believe, my first ever actual race in these cars. You know, I had a 20-minute session before even the practice lobby, before the event opened up, so I thought they felt good, but I truly had no idea if I had any pace or not, and just worked out to where these things at this track at least kind of fit my driving style, and it felt very comfortable. Didn't know how it was going to go in the long term, you know, all 40 laps, but those cautions let the tires cool down, and I never really lost any pace. So overall, I couldn't be happier with that kind of result.
All right, well, I mean, that you kind of led into my next question. You're notoriously a sprint car driver. You love the sprint cars. How much does this car resemble a sprint car?
To be honest, not very. I'm very much more turning the car with a throttle. You can do that somewhat with this car, but with the sprint cars, it's a much, much finer line between getting it to turn the car and then just spitting the heck out of those tires. You can be a little bit liberal with that throttle application, and on this track at least, I didn't use any brakes for the most part when entering the corner. It was more just rolling into it, so backing off a little bit early, getting on throttle early, and that seemed to work. That's not quite how I drive the sprint cars. And plus, if I was in that sprint car, I'd be running the top of the top line in 1 and 2. This track is so much fun in those things, but I think there's some translation, but not much, long story short.
Well, again, you kind of peeked into my next question. Bottom line, top line. Drivers are kind of running both and using both tonight. Which one did you prefer?
Definitely bottom line. It seemed to be the quicker line. Just a shorter way around the track. This car doesn't quite have the power to make up for, running that top line. Maybe you could get away with it in the Tour Modified, I don't know. But, in traffic, it would suffice. If you utilize that top line almost like it did in the super late models and got a good exit and then kind of cut in to 1 and 2, you could get that to work. But fortunately, I didn't have to do that. Unfortunately for Lowell, he had that EOL, and that kind of gifted me the pole position there. So kind of lucked into that one, and really just tried to make sure I didn't burn my tires off, and kind of worked out in the end.
Well, a great run tonight, James. A strong showing in the feature. Floor is yours. Who would you like to thank?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys. It's awesome that, you are going out on your own to kind of present this league, and I can't say how much I appreciate that. It's awesome. Any race that's broadcast is just that much cooler. So thank you guys first and foremost. Thank Ergot Real Estate / Roof Co. Thank Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, Catch Fence Apparel, Jessup Logistics, Paints by the Tuna Can, BS Air. I think I'm forgetting the rest, to be honest. I'm tired. I just came off a 10-hour shift. So, yeah, thank you guys. Thank everyone watching as well.
All right, great run, James. We'll catch you down the road.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
All right, that was tonight's big winner, James Tiernan. And now, Matt, I believe you've caught up with our second-place finisher, J.R. Shepard.
Hey, JR, it's Matt. I got to ask you, man. I hate to ask you this, but I have raced around you for years, and I know that we've had some battles in these cars, and I know you're fast. But how in the world could you let a guy that raced these cars one time beat you?
Well, Matt, these cars in the SKs are very aero sensitive. So you got all the downforce on your front tires, and if you're in the race, the entire race out front, you're able to manage that tire wear. And it's not just the tire wear, it's more the tire temperature. So you're able to run the line that you want, not have to over push the car, overdrive it. The entire time that I was behind him, I was fast enough to pull up to him. But I'm having to run a different line to try to get air on the nose, and just wore the stuff out and had to have a couple of battles with some guys before that. So just poor job on qualifying more than anything kind of set me back this evening, and that's my doing. So screw up on my part.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that and kind of going along with that there. But yeah, besides that, man, you really did have a good run, kind of picking guys off there. Did you do you think Donnie had anything for you at the end, or were you guys about the same speed? Or I know you guys ran together for a while.
Yeah, once he got up there, he was fast enough to stay with me, but there was no point in over pushing anything once the 03 got to such a big lead on that last restart. The single file restarts are a little bit tricky, and I obviously didn't do a good job on it either. So once that gap was there was no sense in trying to kill my stuff in 5 laps, try to chase him back down. So just trying to make sure I had something in case there was another late caution, because you never know how these BRL races are going to finish.
Yeah, one more thing. I brought it up in the broadcast. I was talking about how the pole sitter there for the restart has an advantage on the restart. You explain to these guys how much of an advantage is that, being on the pole versus starting in second?
It's a huge advantage in the lower horsepower cars. In the higher horsepower cars, you get some wheel spin or something, so you can kind of judge things a little bit better and halfway keep up with the leader. But in the lower horsepower cars like these SKs, it's all about who gets on that throttle first, and you're talking about just fractions of a second. And once the leader's wide open, you're playing catch up the entire time. So it's a big advantage, and you try to judge it and try to get as close as you can to when he takes off, but it's super hard to do because for one, it's about reaction time, and even with a good reaction time, it's about your latency on your internet and stuff, and how things look out of your corner mirror or your VR headset or something like that. So like I said, it's fractions of a second, and whoever's on that throttle first has a big advantage.
All right, well, congratulations on your second tonight, JR. I know it wasn't a win for you, but hey, just on the bright side, I was up in the booth, and Todd had a rough night, so second still helps you in the points, so you're good.
Yeah, it was a good race for sure, Matt. Coming from 6th place and being able to recover like that, it's a joy racing here, and especially at North Wilkesboro. It's a pretty fun track.
All right, man, you got anybody you want to thank tonight before you head on out?
No, just shout out to the Bootleg Racing League for putting this on each and every week and having a respectful place to run. That's hard to come by, so anybody looking to join might want to look over here and try it out. And my team, Different Path Motorsports, and everything you guys are doing up in the BRL TV broadcast booth, guys, we appreciate you this season.
That's right. That's J.R. Shepard with second place finish. Thanks, man.
All right, J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports. And with that, it looks like Donnie Moore has already backed out. He's getting ready for the next event. So we will go ahead and close this show out. If you liked what you saw here tonight, well, the Bootleg Racing League will be back next week from Five Flag Speedway. The Street Stock Series will be kicking off their final round of Season 27. That'll be on Friday, September 15th at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday, the very next day, September 16th at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, the Street Stocks will be back here, back there, Five Flags, for round number 4 with the Sportsman Series. So mark your calendar for that one. Everything you've seen and heard here tonight was made possible by the Skidder Creek Motorsports Group, home to the Bootleg Racing League, the GT Racing League, Thunder Ridge Racing, the Virtual Grip Network, and more. For more information, you can visit them over at skiddercreek.com. This has been a production of BRL TV, a broadcasting service aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators and directors a place to get their feet wet in the world of sim race broadcasting. If you've ever wondered if you have what it takes to broadcast live races, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. If interested in getting in on the fun, head on over to bootlegracingleague.com to find out how. Now, from all of us here on the BRL TV crew, until next time, thanks for watching, and have a great night.